Hey guys, welcome back to Easel Does It Studio. So we've got a bunch of different things out here. So we're going to be doing mix to mold today. We're going to be doing the Bond Crafter casting powder. I've got a couple open, so I'm just going to use some of the ones that I already have open before I open my other mix to mold. So I've got my water. These are the cactuses that I got, and we are going to do these, and I want to do these in like a green because they're going to go on a frame. So I'm going to end up having to do a couple different batches of these, but we'll at least get some started today. So these are the different cactus ones that I bought, and like these are deep. You don't have to pour them that deep, but I think I'm going to, just to give that variation on the frame. It's going to be a Powertex frame. And then I have pulled out these mushrooms. Now I had tried, when I first got them, I tried making the small mushrooms. Oh my gosh, they were a nightmare to get out on the mix to mold. So I am going to try the big ones today. Now this is like the mushroom cap, and this is the stem. Which I don't know which way it goes, but you know, that's, well, obviously this would be the bottom. So the stem goes like that, and then you just glue it. So we're going to make that. Then we're going to make the two other ones. This one has the little circles on it, and this one's just plain. So I don't know. We'll do them in some different colors, some browns, some reds. You know, I'm going to try to get this a different color than the cap. So, and these I had molded a while back, and I just never unmolded them. So I figured we would start with a little demolding. So any of these little molds that are fairly thick, they come out good. Like this one, the middle part came out good, but the two ends broke off. But I could still use this on something. So I just kept it. You know, and then I would just have to clean out the center bits and the edges or whatever. So I just figured I would get these demolded, and then that just had some of that gold, that purple left in it. So nothing spectacular there. So let me get some powder going. So we're going to start with these, because hopefully I can get them out by the time I get these done, and we can do another set. So this is the mix to mold one right here. So I'm just gonna, and actually, yeah, I'm going to use this one. So I don't know how much it takes. I'm just going to, we'll just pour some in and we will see. So I am going to color my powder first, just because I don't know how much those are going to take. So then I can mix a little at a time, but they will all be the same color. This is just like cement color, and I just got it on Amazon, and it's meant to use to color cement, but it works amazing in this stuff. Now remember, you do need a lot more color if you want a darker color, because the casting powder dry is white. So what I do is I mix it in the powder, especially if you don't know like how much something's going to take, because you can always put this in a bag and seal it, and then you have it for another time. So this to me is still going to be too light, because I know it's going to go a little lighter than that. So I'm going to mix some more of the powder in, because I do want this to be a fairly dark green. And when I think my powder is dark enough, you can either just go with it, or you can test it. If, you know, like if you're trying to get a specific color. So what you can do is you can put like a drop or two of water in, you know, in something, and then just put a little bit of the powder in, and it will tell you what color it's going to be when it's, so that is what it's going to be. It's going to dry a little bit lighter, but I like that color, so that's what we're going to go with. And let me grab another cup. All right, let me grab some more of the purple cups. Sorry, they're right in front of my face and I couldn't see them. So I'm just going to mix up a little bit at a time, and that way there we don't make too much. And I don't measure, guys. This stuff is really forgiving. But see how pretty that is? And I'm going to... I want it somewhat thick, still pourable, but, you know, kind of like a, I don't know, a thin pancake batter. All right. And I'm going to start with these little guys. So I'm not going to fill them to the tip top. I'm going to go a little bit, and then I'm going to tap the mold. That way, hopefully we don't get any little bubbles in our little cactus. All right, we'll move those. Now, this one is two different, it's meant to be one, but it's two separate ones. So when I put them on the frame, then I can just kind of put them on each other. Oh. You don't have a ton of time working with this type of stuff, but you know, you do have a little bit of time. All right. Got my molds dirty already. Slow down, Michelle. Slow down. I don't know what that little thing is, but I don't know. I'll pour it anyways. And we will see. All right, let's move that. And get that one poured. All right, so let's pull out some little flowers or leaves that we can just kind of, because I use a lot of these when I'm doing my PowerTech stuff. Because then I can color them whatever color that I want. And it's just easier to use your finger and get dirty. It is. And I don't want to, like, a ton of cleanup. Although with these ones, it doesn't really matter because they're getting coated with a PowerTech usually. And then I color them after, so it's not too big of a deal. I just wanted to kind of use up, you know, as much of this as I could, since we had it already mixed. Just to get it all in those little crevices. All right, let's just move these back. And let's see, we'll do this little lion head. And we're starting to get thick. So, all right. And then I'll just set that aside and I can wash it and reuse it. You know, of course, I didn't bring my bucket down that I normally have when I'm doing this. All right, I'm just going to move some of these out of the way. So we have this powder left. So I'll just set it aside and, you know, we can use it on something else. I'm going to put this stick with this cup. Just, excuse me. Okay, so let's, I'm just going to, whatever's in here, I'm just gonna, there, we'll use that bag up. And let me, because this is going to be the stem part, I'm going to use some of the brown, but I'm not going to mix it too dark. All right, and that I think will be enough. So I'm not even gonna test it because it's a stem. I'm not too concerned. It's kind of like a funky. Now I'm gonna mix some of the Bond Crafter powder in with this. I don't know how the two are gonna mix together, but we're gonna find out. And the Bond Crafter cures quicker than the mix2mold by like a half hour. So we'll see if it does have any, you know, bearing on this cure time. All right, that should be good. I just didn't want it too watery. And we're short just a little bit, so I'm just going to pour that in there and a smidge of water. Gosh. There. And I wanted to get that in before that first layer started to set so that there wouldn't be like a definition, a defined line. All right. Let me move the stem back because that one I will break. And let's just pour this little So I'm just putting a thin layer in there. And then we can top it off with something else. It's just a little walkway thing. Okay, so I've got this red. I've got this red. Let's see what we have. Now these I got from Temu, but these colors are really, really good. Let's see. This is a dark red. And that's a jupe red, like a purpley red. This is red, but it's kind of orangey. Let's try this dark red. And I'm going to mix it into the powder. And then we have these if we want to add to it to change the color. So yeah, see, these are already set. So I'm hoping I can pop some of these out and make some other ones. All right, so we're gonna use the casting powder from Bond Crafter. So I'm thinking probably for this one, at least half of this cup. And then the other two, I'm gonna switch to a bigger cup. Oh, get over here. All right, we'll start with 4 scoops. I'm hoping that is enough. Now, when these are the big ones where you should use the powder, but I also want to show you, you know, some of the liquid colors too. So we're just gonna hope and pray that we have enough. Now, usually these are 3 to 1, 3 parts powder to 1 part water. But like I said, I do not weigh anything. And the Bond Crafter one, you can do it by weight or by volume, so that makes it really easy. And you want to make sure you get all that powder off, you know, the bottom, and then stir it. If you've got a few chunks of lumps in it, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm thinking we're going to have to add a little bit more powder and water. I think we're going to need a little bit more. Now, this is normally like the consistency that I do, unless it has a lot of details. If it has a lot of details, make it just a little bit thinner so that you can make sure that it gets into those details. All right. So we're going to squirt a good amount because I don't want a pink mushroom, which we might still end up with. And this is a red too. Let's try a different red with it. 2 different colors. That's getting there. And don't do that. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, I'm gonna worry about that later because I want to get this mixed before it starts to harden. And I've yet to be able to actually get like a true red with just the pigment, so that's looking pretty good. Let's just try this. And you can always paint these with acrylic paints or even mica powders. Wow, I did pretty good on that one. And I'm Move this. Because I want these liquidy, whoa, these liquidy ones towards the back. All right. All right, we're just gonna pour some roses. All right. Whoa. Whoa. I'm just using my finger, guys, to fill in because I over poured. And my fingers are going to be all nice and stained. And I think we can put a little tiny bit more in that one. All right. Move that back. And let's just make a bow. Let's see, I think we have enough of this one. Even though it's got blue in it, it's all right. I just don't want to waste it because I can use, you know, all of this in my PowerTech, so I don't care what the color is. All right. Yeah, that takes care of that one. I wipe this. Look at the mess. All right, so I've got this big cap and this one. So I'm gonna I think we're gonna do both of those the same color. So I'm gonna, let's use, and then this is the other one that I had open. This was sent in Happy Mail. So we're gonna use this one to make the other two mushrooms. Now, I won't be able to remember which one was which product, but I'm just trying to use up some of these half empty bags because, you know, I've got like boxes around, all kinds of, so I'm trying to condense down so that I know what I have. And so I'm going to mix the color in here, and then I will probably, oops, we'll mix up in this. Because this will make it a little bit easier to stir. And I'll fill my water back up. All right. So we have those two. Let's see what other colors that we've got. Do we have a brown in... Oh, this is my only brown, and I'm not... No, let's do this red. That one's actually looking red, guys. I am kind of impressed. I just hope I didn't use too much of the dye. We will soon find out. Oh. All right, so this is more of like a brick red. And I'm thinking this is going to take all of it. So this is going to end... and this one I believe was Temu too. It's just cement powder red. So this is gonna, yeah, this is not gonna. Oh. All right, so I guess we're gonna start with this. And then I'm gonna pour some powder in here. And maybe we can try like a marble effect. I'm just trying to see what else I have in here for maybe like some mushroomy colors. Oh, we could try a purplish red. Let's see. I'll pull out the regular red too, because we used the dark red already. Which I knew this was gonna end up. Oh, but I don't know, mate. Oh, guys. Okay. I don't think we're gonna have to add anything to it. I think that'll make a nice kind of red. Do I do the stem a different color? That is $1 million question. Let's get some mixed for that. And then if I need to mix up more, I can do a different color for the stem. Wow, this is shocking. I haven't used these colors for so long that I forgot which ones were kind of intense and which ones weren't. All right, let's get this one. So this is what I mean about having the extra powder, because if you don't have enough, you know it's going to be the same color because your powder is already that same color. So that's why I like using the powders versus the paste. But, you know, sometimes you just don't have that color. You know, and you can mix colors too. You can add different ones. Now this is getting a little bit lighter because it's down towards the bottom. All right, I might as well just mix the rest. So the stem will definitely be lighter, which I'm okay with. All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit more. We're gonna just lighten that right up. Because I wanna finish that and I wanna fill that. And then we will just let them all cure. Oh my gosh, knocking everything over. And it's a little thin. I want to thicken it just a smidge. So the powder I'm using now is the one that they have on Amazon. I mean, yeah. Why did that not sound right in my brain, guys? And this is just helping get any micro bubbles to come up. Oh, I think that one's going to be the cutest one. I think that one will definitely be my favorite. And we have a little left. Let me see. Let's do this little door. Boy, we're gonna have all kinds of things to unmold here. Oh, come on. I can tell it's been a while since I've played with mix2mold. I'm making a mess. All right, we're just gonna slide this one back. I am going to see if I can just pop these out. Look at that. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. And we might be able to get this little guy out. So the thicker pieces, you can definitely get out much easier. The thinner ones, I would tend to wait. All right. And I guess we'll just do this little bear. Hopefully we have enough. Oh, no we won't. Let's finish our stairs. Our little path. I almost forgot about the path. Now this color would have been a good color for the top. All right. So I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour. See, these ones are already cured. And then I'll be back. We will demold them and see what we've got. Alrighty, guys, I'll be back. Okay, guys. So hopefully these are cured. These two are warm. But I think we'll be good. So these were the first of the green ones. They came out perfect. And I'm going to put these like around the frame, the different styles of cactus. So when I get it done, I will post a picture, but that's the top piece. So this will get placed like that. So those came out really good. Oh, this is like a little flower that goes on probably the top of one of these cactus. Let's try to get this bigger one out first. Oh, and I already broke that one. And that one came out good. Got a little trimming to do, but that's fine. All right, now this one. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling on this one, but we can still piece it together. Let's see. You know, we can just kind of build it. Yeah, I have no clue. I have no clue, but you know, we can still make it work. So I had a feeling on those that they would come out bad. All right, so that one came out cool. These bigger pieces always come out good. So I'll probably end up using these, that, and that one, because I think those will work the best, even size-wise. And that's a little lion head, which I use on my gnome doors. That always comes out good. These flowers usually come out really good too. And you can just break this little extra or file it with a nail file or whatever. And these leaves always come out good. I wished I could find a mold that just had like a whole bunch of these, because this takes me a while doing them 3 at a time. Got a few little bubbles in there, but again, it's going in the PowerTech, so I don't even care on those. So if you guys haven't seen any of my PowerTex videos, there are a few on my page. I'm going to be doing a live, well, if you guys want, I'm going to be doing a different fairy house with lights inside it out of the PowerTex. So if you guys would like to see that, put it in the comments, and then I will schedule a day that I can do a live. Oh, this one broke. But that's all right. We're just going to set this one over here. That one's got a few little micro bubbles. But again, they're going to, you know, get painted over, so not a big deal. Oh, this came out cool. So that color worked really good for the stone. I got a hair or something here. That came out super cool. Okay. And the store usually always comes out fabulous. And then, you know, I'll PowerTex it and then paint it different colors once they all dry. All right, so this one was the first one. Now, the little ones were really hard to demold. Oh, but this one's not. Oh, that's cool. And I actually like how there's like some different colors and textures in there. Okay. All right, let's get this red one out. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be red. But once I seal it, it should go back to being a darker red. All right, now this is the one I was worried about because the little ones I had a wicked hard time demolding. And the alcohol doesn't work as good on the mix2mold as it does the resin. Oh, I'm getting it. Okay. Oh, cool. And look, it's got the little ribbing like underneath the little mushroom. So these are going to be add-ons to either the fairy houses or the gnome doors or something like that. So that's why I wanted to do, I had to make the cactus. So I was like, well, let's just do the mushrooms too. And see. Okay, so these ones aren't as bad. Oh, that's freaking adorable. And I like how the color kind of blended and mixed underneath. That is awesome. I love that color. And of course, now I have no more of that color. Oh no, that was the red. That was the other liquid reds that we did, right? That wasn't the brown. Because this was supposed to be brown, but it didn't come out brown. And, oh, that's a perfect color for a mushroom. So that is how that is going to go. That is adorable. This is adorable, guys. I'm going to be making more of these. That is super, super cool. So, here is my thinking process. Of course, I would have to let these dry to glue them. But I was wondering if I mixed up a little bit of the mix2mold, like a thick paste, and just put that there and then put the stem in, because the cap sits pretty good. So you know what? I am going to try it. We've got a little bit of powder here, and I'm only going to mix like a minute amount. I mean, and I'm going to use a pipette for my water because I always end up adding too much water. And where I just want this for glue, I know that we don't need much at all. And let me get a little stick. Of course, I dumped my water back out. That's okay. Put my cover on because if I don't, I'm going to tip it over and then I'm going to have water on the floor and let's see. You know, I either don't do enough water, I do too much. All right, I'm just going to set this on my table here. And now it's too much. Because I want it to be like a thick paste. Now, I've never tried this, so I don't know if it's going to work. Come on. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, like a paste. And we'll smear it. And then we'll smush her down on there. Now that should bond to itself, is my thinking. All right, so let's just set that back. Let me throw that in the trash. All right. Now this, let me get one of my markers here. Is this the one that doesn't work? That is the... No, this one works. Okay. So I'm just trying to color inside of the circle. And I have found that when you paint on these, when they first come out, the piece sucks up all the moisture so that the paint dries fairly quickly. So you can get a second layer on much quicker. I'm so impressed with how these came out. And the only thing is if you get it somewhere where you don't want it, it's there because we did not seal this. So I'll just have to use that as the back part. So I've had these mushroom molds for quite a while, but I was like, what am I going to do with them? Now you could make these out of resin, so I might even do that. I think these would be kind of cool. Like the big one, you could actually, if you made it in a transparent color, we probably could put a light base underneath it and, you know, have it like a nightlight. And then you can either put these in the curing machine or just leave them overnight to dry. And then what I would do is I would spray seal these with a clear spray sealer. I get the best finish with the spray sealers. I've tried all the others. The other one that I like is the J. Diction, but I'm all out of that one. So it's going to be spray sealer for me. And these, I might not even have to, you know, color in powder. I would seal them over with the Powertex sealer just to help make them a little bit more waterproof if they're going to go outside. If they're going to be for the inside, then I would just spray seal them and they would be done. So it's Wednesday when I'm filming this, and I'm hoping this video gets out Wednesday night, but my last painting video took like 12 hours to load. I don't understand why, but it did. And you could also use acrylic paint to paint this, which I might end up, you know, doing. I'll let this all dry in, and then I'll put a nice white coat of acrylic paint on these when I get ready to mount them into the, you know, into the little building. So there might not be any resin videos, maybe a couple days in a row, because when I start doing the Powertex, I have a couple of projects that I want to get done while I have everything out in the mess. So I'm going to try to get I'm just trying to get, you know, a good base color on there. So I figured if I did this, then we could see if that other piece is, you know, going to bond together. So I'm just putting a second little coat on all of these. But look at how cute that is. And I almost messed that one up. It's sticking, guys. See? It's working. So I'm just going to leave that. We'll let that, but you can see how there's moisture coming out. That's why you've got to let them, put them on a rack or in the curing machine to get that moisture out. Usually overnight, 24 hours, it's fine. But yeah, so that is our little video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was something a little different, you know, no big pieces, but I think these mushrooms came out really cool. I don't know what I want to do with this one. So yeah, if you have any ideas on this plain one, I mean, I could hand draw some circles, but I don't know. I might just, this color came out perfect for these mushrooms. I absolutely love those. So that is it for today, guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these upstairs and I'm going to wash them out with soap and water. And I think we're gonna play with these on a resin video. So these ones are clean. I'll leave these in here. I will wash these and then I'll have them, they'll be all nice and clean for the next project. Alrighty, guys, bye. Have a great day.